Alright, so I finally got my dual Black Adams in. I had to order them from Big Bad Toy Store because they were one of the few that actually had them in stock at a retail price. Now, it took about 2 weeks to get them. Some of you guys know Big Bad Toy Store, it can take a little while to ship, even when they have something in stock, but that's okay. I was willing to wait to get them because, and we'll talk about this more at the end of the video, but some of the prices that people are asking for these two figures on eBay, especially given that this is a wide retail release and pretty much available all over the place, kind of crazy. And even though I couldn't find them locally, I wasn't going to pay ridiculous prices for something that's not an exclusive to any one store or anything like that. And so I was willing to wait for Big Bad Toy Store. But here we have them right here in front of you. So we've got our I guess this is probably the standard. This is probably what Black Adam is going to look like in the majority of the movie, I'm guessing, which is just, you know, The Rock, no hood, nothing like that. And we'll discuss the differences between the two other than that. But here we have this. We've got the standard Mcfarlane packaging, Black Adam on the side. For anybody that's interested, there's the UPC. Window box over here, and then on the back we basically just have a picture of The Rock, which I'm way happier with this. Again, not a big deal because I toss my boxes, but I'd rather have basically anything than just a picture of the figure, which I hate when Mcfarlane does that. I mean, put anything on there. Put a piece of comic book art. Put something, and here we get a promo shot from the movie, so I'm happy with that. And then, of course, here we have basically the same box. This one just says Black Adam with cloak, and then of course we have the UPC there, window box on the side, and then on the back we get a kind of comic stylized version of The Rock as Black Adam, and I actually like this one a little bit better. I mean, okay, they're both cool, but you know, I mean, this is just a shot from a promo for the movie. This is actually kind of cool. There was some thought that went into this. Whether this is comic book art from an adaptation for the movie or what, I'm not sure. But I think that one looks a little bit cooler. So let's crack both these guys open and see what we've got inside. Alright, so here we have them out of the package. And before we get into accessories and articulation, all that kind of stuff, let me just say that before I bought these two, I was 100% certain that I was going to feel like the better figure between these two, just as far as looks goes, was going to be this one on the right. Just the standard look that he's probably going to have throughout the majority of the movie. And getting them here in hand, honestly, I like this one better. Now, your mileage may vary, I don't know. But I think this one looks a little bit cooler. The only thing that this one here has over this one is the details on the boots and the gauntlets being gold, which I think works better than over here where we've got basically silver on the boots. And there's a little bit of gold highlights on the gauntlets, but not a lot, and we'll look at that in a little more detail here in just a minute. All right, so first let's talk about accessories, get these out of the way real quick. We'll talk about a couple of non-accessories first. So stands. Don't look like I'm going to need them for these figures, which is great, but we do get a couple stands, and then of course we get our collectible card slash bios. I don't collect these, I throw these away, but if you do, they're pretty cool. Again, I like this one because it matches that picture more. I think this is the better one, but there they are, both there. So if you like them, cool. Other than that, this guy comes with no accessories. This guy comes with a couple of lightning effects, which are actually pretty cool. These are nice lightning effects. These are better than, let's say, what Hasbro uses with Marvel Legends. They're just stiffer, and I appreciate that. The ones with Marvel Legends are usually kind of a much softer, gummier plastic, and they don't hold up as well. And these are nice. These are a good step up as far as accessories go. All right, so let's pull these two guys in a little bit closer here. Again, the biggest difference between these two is going to be the gold coloring and the cape and cloak and hood on this guy here. Again, now that I've got them in hand, I like the cloaked look a little bit better, but other than that, these two are identical. They have the exact same body details. Everything is identical 100% outside of this guy's got a cloak and a different head where the hood is kind of glued onto it. And that's it. Other than that, it's just some paint details. So we're really just going to kind of deal with one of these up first. First off, again, there's kind of some of the gold highlights there on the gauntlets. Not a lot. It's subtle, but it is there, I guess. And of course, the shin guards on the boots are just kind of a metallic, a darkened metallic silver color, which look good, but I just kind of like the gold better. All right, now as far as the cape, this is the biggest complaint I have. First of all, the cape looks great. The detailing on the cape is really nice. It's got some great detail in there. And then, of course, all the gold trim that they've got along the cape is really well done. But the problem is, this is just a thick chunk of rubber. And they did the same thing on the Zack Snyder Black Suit Justice League Superman. It's just a big, thick chunk of rubber. Like, it visually looks good, but it weighs down the figure a lot and makes it to where you have to pose it just right to get it to stand up without falling backwards. I don't know why. I'd rather have figures that stand up and have a little less detail in the cape and have them come up with something a little different than this. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, it looks very nice, but it's just a big, thick chunk of rubber. I mean, it's not even like they took a piece of rubber and folded it and molded it in a folding pattern. I mean, you can see there, the folds are filled in with rubber. I mean, this is a very heavy cape. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. It's only the second time I've seen him do it, and I don't like it. It was this one and Superman. So as far as articulation goes, obviously there's going to be some differences here, just especially with this guy with the head. He basically, like, has very little articulation just because of the cloak and the hood and everything. And then this guy here, we do got good up, we got good down, obviously we've got swivel there, and we got good tilt. So good range of motion on the head as far as this guy goes. Everything else is going to be the same on these two, short of you might have some difficulty getting this guy's legs all the way back because of the cape, and that's obviously going to make some differences when it comes to certain poses that you might want to put him in. But other than that, we've got the standard Mcfarlane joints here. With the shoulder joint and the bicep swivel, double jointed or double pinned elbows and knees. They're using the newer hinges that work a lot better for the ankles, which thank God, because those old school ball hinges not only looked bad, but they just didn't work well. And these actually work really, really well, which is why this guy's standing up. So I'm very glad that they're moving to that. Then, of course, there's the detailing on the suit, which is kind of basic, but still really, really well done there. All over the torso, the arms, the gauntlets look great. The gloves look good. Like, everything's just really well done. Love the emblem on the chest. Really well done. The face sculpt is amazing. It looks... I mean, this is the best face sculpt I've ever seen for The Rock. And I've seen a lot of his wrestling figures, and none of them even come close to looking this good. I mean, this looks like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, period. So, very well done there. All in all, really great figure, exactly what you would expect. Again, he can do the splits, he can kick his own ass, he's got toe articulation, he's got everything you would want in a figure, and if you're used to any Mcfarlane toys, like, you know what to expect from this guy, because he's basically got it all. Good articulation, got the better ankles, got the better joints than the old school stuff, works really well. Nothing really to complain about there, and they're both basically the same. So again, outside of some issues you might have because one guy has the cloak, great articulation. So now let's stack these two guys up to some other figures and see how they compare. Alright, so first up, to keep it in the movie universe, we're going to take a look at the black-suited Henry Cavill Superman. You can see Henry Cavill's a little bit taller. This Superman's a little bit taller than what we've got with Black Adam, and I don't honestly remember the heights of both The Rock and Henry Cavill. I think they're both pretty tall dudes, so whether or not Henry Cavill's actually taller than The Rock, I don't know, but of course in figure form it is. And this is the cape that I was talking about again, that's just like this solid chunk of rubber. And yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good, all nice and folded, but when it comes to what it does for the figure, where if I don't balance him just right, well, even then, see, look, he tends to just fall down. So you got to get him just right to keep him from falling. All in all, I think this is a great look. You got The Rock, you got Henry Cavill, you got Superman and Black Adam. They look really good together. This definitely works. All right, here we have Ben Affleck Batman, also from the Justice League movie. I think, again, works really, really well. Right in line. They're just about the same height, minus Batman's ears. And this is going to look great on a shelf. All right, now just to put him with some other DC villains, this is Parallax. Because remember, in the comics, Black Adam is kind of a bad guy, at least as much as Parallax is, and I think he works really, really well. I mean, Hal Jordan here, in comic book form, does stand just a hair taller than the Rock Black Adam does, but I think it still works, and I think it'll still look good on a shelf if you plan to display these together. Alright, so moving over to 6-inch scale, we got a Hasbro Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Thor. Now, Thor is a bit tall for the line he is in, but compared to The Rock, is a little bit short. Would these two work together? I think they would. I think these two would work together. Maybe some of the other Marvel Legends 6-inch scale stuff would be a little too short, but I think just with the big bulky nature of a Thor character, these stack up pretty good together. And of course, here we have my kind of custom head swapped 20th anniversary Captain America, and Captain America's supposed to be a big, tall guy, and obviously he's just dwarfed by this 7-inch scale Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Doesn't look very good together. So again, if you're comparing him to Thor, great. To pretty much any other regular-sized Hasbro Marvel Legends, not gonna look too good. Alright, throw him up against an import here real quick. We've got here the Age of Ultron Thor from SH Figuarts. Yeah, doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. Thor is supposed to be a very, very big, tall guy. You know, he's a demigod, basically. And, yeah, he just looks like a kid compared to The Rock here. So, up against imports, I don't think this works well at all. And just for shiggles, because I thought it actually might work out cool, we've got a Mezco X-Force Wolverine compared to these two guys. And I think this works perfectly because Wolverine in the comics is supposed to be about 5'2". And I think this works perfectly. You got a 6-inch scale Mezco that goes great with this 7-inch line, especially when you're talking about Wolverine versus The Rock. Yeah, this absolutely works. Alright, so finally let's talk about price. Obviously, Mcfarlane figure, this isn't a deluxe or anything like that, so retail on this is $19.99. That's what I paid for it. Again, got it at Big Bad Toy Store, but I've seen him at Walmart, Target, places like that. So you should be able to pick him up pretty easily, and because he's a wide release and non-exclusive, shouldn't be too difficult. Again, when I was going to pick these up, I couldn't find them locally, so I hopped on to Big Bad Toy Store and picked them up there. Now, I will say on eBay, people are asking what is, in my opinion, ridiculous prices for a, you know, big box retail release that is not an exclusive. I'm seeing these things, depending on shipping, going for up to $50 a pop. Specifically the one in the cloak, for some reason he seems to be fetching just a little bit more money. So, for now, I would stay away from the secondary market. There's no reason to at this point. There's plenty of these figures out there. Maybe you can't find them locally, but you will be able to find them online somewhere for the retail price, and it shouldn't be difficult. Certainly wasn't for me. But, yeah, price-wise, yes, retail price, great. Stay away from the aftermarket. All right, so as far as these two figures, again, like I said at the beginning, I do like this guy better. Now that I've got him in hand, this guy just, I don't know, he just looks cooler. And I know he lacks in articulation a little bit and has that big chunky, you know, rubber cape and everything, but I just like the looks of this guy better. He looks a little bit cooler, even despite the fact that he doesn't have the gold here and here. I think this is the superior figure. He just looks better. He looks meaner. He looks tougher. He looks cooler. And nothing against this one here. This is a great figure. I actually really, really like this figure. This is, especially given the face sculpt done on this is probably the best face sculpt work I have seen on a Mcfarlane figure, as far as, you know, being this kind of photo real. Just the sculpting on it is perfect. It looks exactly like the actor, and this is the first time I've seen that good of a job done on one of these movie or TV show action figures. So very good job. Love this figure. Love both of these figures. They're both great. And obviously, you got a little bit better articulation. In my opinion, you got a little bit better sculpt with the hood and the cape. But all in all, both are fantastic. Whichever one is your favorite, who cares? It can be your favorite. But mine, personally, for me, if I got to pick a winner between these two, if I got to pick one, if I could only get one, it would be this guy right here. I think he's the better figure. A little bit extra on the sculpt with the cape and the hood, and it just makes for kind of a meaner, tougher looking Black Adam, and I appreciate that. So there you go. There's my opinions. Hope you enjoyed it. Got any questions, comments, leave it down below, and we will talk to you guys later.